Have you ever heard of the most violent player in Premier League history? Get ready, because today we're going to delve into the trajectory of the legendary Vinnie Jones. A true nightmare for his opponents on the field. Vinnie was not only known for his brutal tackles, but also for his aggressive and even psychotic behavior on some occasions. A player who lived on the edge, both in football and outside of it. Born in Watford, England, and from an early age, Vinnie already demonstrated a strong and, of course, unconventional personality. At the age of 12, he signed with the local club, but his initial career in football was interrupted by personal problems. His parents divorced, and he spent 3 years away from the sport. Vinnie later admitted that this rebel phase almost ended her career before it even started. However, when he finally returned to football, he did so with a single mission: play to the limit, whatever the cost. His big break came at the age of 21 when he debuted for Wimbledon, a club that perfectly suited Vinnie's style of play. Wimbledon became famous in the 80s for their physical style of play, something that perfectly suited Vinnie's explosive temperament. Quickly became a key part of the team, and his aggression on the field earned him both admiration and hatred. And it is precisely here that he begins to build his fame as a violent player. But before we talk about his most controversial moves, worth highlighting an important achievement. Vinnie Jones was FA Cup champion in 1988, when Wimbledon defeated the almighty Liverpool in one of the greatest zebras in the history of football English. This was the only important title in Vinnie's career. But what really stood out were his attitudes on the field. He wasn't known for goals or assists, but rather for hard and often dirty tackles. Now, if you think the most violent player moniker is a stretch, wait until you hear some of the most iconic episodes of Vinnie Jones's career. One of the most famous moments happened against Paul Gascoigne, true star of English football at the time. During a match, without any warning, Vinnie grabbed Gascoigne in one of the most sensitive areas possible. The moment was captured on camera, becoming one of the most memorable images in English football. Vinnie Jones was also known for his provocative speeches. He not only hurt his opponents physically, but he also liked to destabilize them emotionally. He once said to Gascoigne, "Hi, Gordino, I forgot to tell you that I'm the one who takes the corners. So, stay there, waiting for me to come back." Taunts like this were part of Vinnie's style of play. He always tried to get his opponent off his feet. Another moment that cannot be missed when talking about Vinnie Jones is his brutal entry on none other than Eric Cantona. Frenchman, known for his strong temper, also had to deal with Vinnie's aggression. In a move that looked more like a fight than football, Vinnie threw a tackle so violent that it was etched in the fans' memories. And of course, in the history of the Premier League. And it wasn't just on the field that Vinnie accumulated controversy. Outside of him, his life was also full of confusion. In the late 1990s, he was sentenced to do 100 hours of community service for physically assaulting a neighbor. And in 2003, Vinnie was arrested again, this time for insulting members of a flight crew, not to mention the countless times he was involved in bar fights. But anyone who thinks that Vinnie Jones's career ended there is mistaken. After hanging up his boots, he found a new life in Hollywood. And look, who would have thought that the most violent player in the Premier League would become a successful actor? It all started with director Guy Ritchie, who cast Vinnie in a role in the film Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It was so successful that Vinnie scored other highly successful films, such as Snatch, alongside Brad Pitt, and Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. And you may be wondering, how does Vinnie see his own football career? He himself admitted that he liked the sound of broken bones when he injured his opponents. In his words, "What I like most is hearing the crack of rivals' bones when they get hurt." Without a doubt, a phrase that further reinforces his reputation as an implacable player. And we can't forget the numbers that prove his fama as a bad boy. Vinnie Jones is the second most disputed player in the history of the Premier League, with 12 red cards, behind only Roy Keane, who has 13. This record says a lot about Vinnie's style of play, who has always lived on the edge, challenging both his opponents and the referees. Even retired, Vinnie remains a legend in English football. His tough stance, his intimidating presence, and his aggressive style of play have forever marked the history of the Premier League. And as much as many hate him, Vinnie Jones has earned his place in the hearts of his fans, whether for his authenticity or for his ability to entertain, whether on or off the field. But the most impressive thing is that Vinnie Jones didn't stop there. He managed to make the transition from football to fame in Hollywood, something few, if any, other players have managed to do so successfully. From a Premier League star to a movie star, his journey was one of many stumbles, but also of many achievements. In films like Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, he found a new way to channel his energy, his raw charisma, and his intimidating presence. Vinnie Jones' legacy is undoubtedly a mix of admiration and controversy. He showed us that there are many paths to success, and that it is not always necessary to follow the traditional model to stand out. And perhaps that's why his story continues to resonate so strongly today. He is living proof that in football, as in life, true victory is not just in lifting trophies, but in leaving an unmissable mark. A mark that, in Vinnie's case, may have been made with brutal entrances and acid provocations, but that has immortalized him in the memory of all of us. And if you, like me, were impressed by the life of this unique character, don't forget to share this story with your friends. Because stories like Vinnie Jones need to be told, remembered, and who knows, even reevaluated. Perhaps Vinnie's true value lies beyond his tough entries, but rather in his ability to reinvention and remain relevant in any field in which he has acted, be it grass or cinema. So, to continue following other amazing stories like this, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps a lot and motivates me to bring more and more content with this vibe that we know you love. And of course, take the opportunity to click on the next video that appears on the screen. There is much more curiosity and history for you to be inspired by. Until next time.